I feel that the private sector is ready. We've been preparing for this for quite some time. We know that COVAX has stated that this is only for A1, 2, and 3. But remember, the government has secured its purchase of Sputnik 5, Pfizer, I think, and other vaccines that can be used for A4. And as we know, that's about 35 million people there in the A4 category.
Yes.
And of course, the private sector from Moderna, Novavax, Covaxin, and AstraZeneca, that's almost about 20 million. So the strategy is if we focus on NCR Plus and try to look at herd immunity between 70 to 80%, and we had a chance to have a very good dialogue with the Okta group today, which we're perfectly aligned. They believe in the same thing, focus on NCR Plus, try to hit the target of herd immunity at 70, 80%. But what they call, at very worst case, at 40 to 50%, you already have population protection. This is from Father Nick. So 40 to 50% for NCR Plus, especially NCR, is very doable, because if you look at NCR Plus, that's about 25 billion people. NCR would be about 13 million people. To hit 40, 50% in, that's only about 6.5 billion people for NCR.
Right.
I mean, so to me, if we don't hit population protection, I think it's a failure. We definitely have to hit population protection and try to aim for herd immunity.
Yeah.
Well, the next question is, when will that be reached? Do you think at the rate we're going, for example, we'll be able to achieve that by, say, September, perhaps?
Well, they're quite optimistic. I think I'm quite certain that we will have a merrier Christmas and a much better New Year to come. I believe in that. And of course, the LGUs in the private sector really has to execute very well. And that's what we're doing,
And it's going to be election year next year. What will be your prognosis given, well, assuming that the timetable and the roadmap are followed, will the elections work in favor of the economy, helping bounce it back to where it ought to be, at least from projections now? Or, how will that actually spell out?
Well, I came out with the press release believing that this Christmas will be definitely a merrier Christmas, and I believe so. I believe that can happen if we remain focused in NCR Plus, and we win NCR Plus or NCR at the very least, and achieve either herd immunity, at the very worst case, population protection, which is at least half of the population of NCR Plus is inoculated. Then we will see the economy really bounce back. Now, that's why when we had the webinar with Tony Fernandez, the private sector and government should start to discuss what is the new normal. Is it going to be still ECQ, GCQ, or are we going to change that format as you really open up? So in other words, I believe that we should give greater mobility and access to those who have been vaccinated. That, to me, aside from them, not landing in the hospital with severe illness and dying, greater access and mobility is what we have to reward these people who have been vaccinated. And there are many areas that they can benefit from this, and they will be encouraged definitely to take the vaccine.